What is going on, guys? Back with another video. So the market is not looking good, and the thing with crypto is always expect the unexpected. The past few days has been a real roller coaster with what Trump and his wife or the team or whoever it is who have launched these memes, and as a result we've seen liquidity just being sucked out. We've seen prices being absolutely decimated on altcoins. Bitcoin has performed well, has took a little bit of a dump because we didn't see any mention of Bitcoin in his in his victory sort of speech. So the market has sort of reacted pretty poorly to that. Honest opinions on him not mentioning Bitcoin, I don't think it's really that important. Of course, there's many more important things to discuss in sort of opening ceremony. So, of course, it's going to take time. But what has happened with these memes has really just changed the market, and this was enough. So we saw this meme launch, and everyone just, people who were selling their portfolios, selling their solid picks, which they've been accumulating for the past couple of years, and they felt the FOMO, and as a result now we've seen his coin pull back over 40%, and probably will continue to fall. And as a result, we're probably going to see the altcoins potentially take more of a dip. And then we saw his wife release the coin, which again dumped his coin, and then we've now seen another 43% dip on this, and it will probably continue to dip, right? So very strange times to be in crypto. This wasn't what we were expecting when we were talking about crypto adoption. But again, guys, I really do think these are done behind the scenes by people who want to manipulate the market and shake out retail, which has worked. Many people have been shaken out, and it's disgusting, to be honest. It's a shame, but you have to expect these things when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. In terms of what I'm doing, guys, as you can see, altcoins are on great discounts, and you've got solid picks here which are down massively. And as you go further down this list, the lower you go, the bigger discounts you can find. So we've seen dominance again. Dominance is increasing, very close to 60%. Now, what am I doing, guys? So personally, what I'm doing is I am continuing to DCA into the low caps, into the micro caps. What's going to happen here? Eventually, this hype is going to die down. It already is dying out with these memes, and we're going to see money being taken out, and they're going to pump up these altcoins, right? They've been accumulating Ethereum, they've been accumulating a lot of other altcoins, and obviously good for Solana in terms of those memes being launched on Solana, but it's really took the eyes away from Ethereum, and this is what we really did need to sort of kickstart this alt season. But they have been accumulating Ethereum in the other project. So in terms of what I'm doing, guys, I'm personally looking at layer ones. Now, again, guys, pretty much everything is on a discount, and of course, the lower down you go on this list, the bigger in discounts you get. So what coins do I think are decent sort of DCAs right now? I think Sai is a very good DCA opportunity. We've seen a decent pullback on it. It's now 1.5 million in market cap, and you can see again it's down massively over the past month, over the past 2 weeks. So I think again, guys, this is a very good level. This is a project, a solid layer one, which it's got a massive sort of growing ecosystem. It's got people specifically within financial institutes who are interested on utilizing the chain. And I think again with their sort of what they want to do with the EVM, I think is really going to push this project and sort of revolutionize what we see in terms of layer ones. On top of that, they've also got ecosystem potential within RWA, within gaming, memes, and so it has a solid use case. And again, I think it's a project which could potentially give you a decent sort of safety net in terms of your high caps. If you want something which could potentially give you a 10x, I think Sai is a very good pick. And then we come into your high risk, low cap category with A0, which a lot of people don't like. And personally, it's been hard holding this, but with the update we've seen to the tokenomics, with the max supply, inflation is not going to be too much of a concern from here. And I think a lot of the people who dump the token, insiders, a lot of them are now out of the market. Of course, we still have the team, but I think at 76 million market cap, we're going to see layer ones become big again. And again, this has a big ecosystem and they have something which has a very good use case, I believe, and also a pretty solid team. So again, worth a look in my opinion. Pretty much very close to the bottom as well. And then you've got something like Arweave, another project which is relatively safe comparison to your low caps, but still has good sort of upside from here. This is now under 1 billion, and you can see how much it's pulled back over the past month, over the past few months. This was trading at nearly $30 in December, and now it's pretty much 50% down from there. Again, solid use case for Arweave, probably one of the best storage platforms that you can have. Massive partnerships as well, and I think it's a solid pick and decent levels as well. So again, layer ones, guys, very sort of saturated market, but I do believe we will see these layer ones pick up as we continue throughout the year. And then again, guys, you've got AI, which has also taken a pretty big dump in terms of over the past few days, over the past 24 hours. You've got the likes of Render down nearly 10%, you've got Tau 10% down, and then you've got the likes of some of these AI agents which are down 30%. So potentially, if you want to get into AI agents, it's a good discount in my opinion. I think AI agents are going to be very hot again. In terms of what I'm personally looking at, I think Tau is your sort of safety net in terms of AI. I think it's still got a huge use case, huge upside from here to potentially give you that 10x. But of course, guys, there are so many solid AI projects that you can invest into. Another low cap, which I think is very good levels as well, is AI Tech. Huge amounts of developments, solid use case in terms of keeping that high performance computing power within Europe. And again, it's down 30%, and over the past 24 hours, it's over 10% down. I honestly think this could potentially smash through the 1 to 2 billion market cap level. So I think it's a project which is at good levels to accumulate. Don't FOMO in, guys. You don't want to FOMO into these coins, these crap coins, and you can see these memes are going to continue to drop off because that catalyst has passed, right? Everyone's waiting for the 20th. It's happened. So I expect this sell-off to be really big and potentially long-term good for the overall market. Other things you can look at, guys, is Alt. Again, this is one of my favorite projects around, and it's had a huge sell-off, guys. This is down 44% on over the past 2 weeks, which is painful, guys. But when you have conviction, when you see what the team is doing in terms of developments, that conviction just powers you through and gets you to continue DCing into this project. They've had a good success with the data hub. People are earning rewards, and as I've said, guys, the adoption this is getting in terms of miners and the amount of nodes they have. When I've made this, every time I make a video on Alt, the nodes is continuing to increase. This is now nearly 70,000. Massive partnerships, guys. This is criminally underrated, being under 30 million market cap, guys. It's insanity. This is what we've become. This is what this market has become with what these memes being launched. And as I've said, guys, continuing to accumulate Alt. This is very good levels. If you believe you missed this when we saw the pump sort of earlier on, this has come back massively. This was around 26 cents, nearly 28 cents, and you can see how much it's come back, guys. Around 65% it's pulled back. So for me, I'm continuing to accumulate Alt. Very solid project, guys, and you just have to look at the long-term growth in this project. Other solid projects, GraphLink, again, massive sell-off, and they've had some pretty interesting news which has come out recently in terms of them basically being or joining the Google Cloud Startups program, which is really good news. I think it's good to have that sort of name on their platform, which again, guys, GLQ is a project which is continuing to develop. It's had a lot of FUD recently, but again, guys, 15 million market cap. For me, this is a no-brainer. And these, something like Alt, something like GLQ, these are the projects which could potentially give you those big gains. We're talking 20, 30, potentially 50x. But again, it does require patience, to be able to handle these dips. And this is where, it's very important to, DC into the market. And then other things, guys, Solana meme coins, of course, we've seen, these, the Trump meme and, this other meme launch on Solana. And as a result, what it's done is it's took all of the volume, it's taken the liquidity out of the other solid Solana meme coins. And again, I think some very big projects on Solana. You've got the likes of you've got Bonk, you've got the likes of Ponky, you've got this USA coin. I did make a nice trade on this as well. And then, you've got something like Maneki, which I think is very solid. And then you've got other, big projects, which I think, could be good DC as well. And then another narrative is the gaming narrative, guys, right? And most people are not interested in gaming. They are saying it is dead, it's not going to come back. And that is the time you want to be accumulating your gaming projects. Now, for me, Beam is that safety net, something which, again, 1 billion market cap. This is pulled back around 30%. I think this is a solid pick which can give you a 10x. And again, other coins on this, you've got many gaming projects, guys. This is heavily saturated. Other coins I like Altura. I've been holding this a very long time. Again, having that AI exposure. I like Zygames. I also think, something like Miria can perform really well. It's had a huge amount of FUD. Also getting into the AI narrative, I think Miria is a solid pick, which is at some very, very attractive levels. And, honestly, I can see this smashing through the 1 billion market cap level. So, for me, I think Miria is very solid. I think Nakamoto Games is also a good pick. Carrot as well, because of course, this is going to be covered by the big influencers in the space. Super Champs, another, I believe this was fair launched as well, and I think again, this is also going to be covered by some big players. G-File, I don't think it's too bad, and then you can go down and of course, take more risk. Other projects I think they come with a bit of high risk, but I think potentially very big reward. Heroes of Mavia, which has been absolutely destroyed, guys. This is down just massively. It's now below the ideal prices, right? So at this stage, guys, you'd have to either take the risk if you want to, get the reward. They did, release some updates in regards to Mavia. A lot of people were saying they've been quiet for way too long, but they did do an update in regards to the land staking and also updates to the marketplace. So again, guys, when the sentiment shifts, and I think it will shift into gaming, there's a lot of catalysts in 2025. I think Mavia at 20 million market cap is a steal and could give you some insane life-changing gains. Of course, none of this is financial advice. And then you've got something like Nine Heroes. This is one which I've been accumulating for a decent amount of time. The reason I like this, guys, is because the vesting schedule was extended, so there's no unlocks for a good few months from here. And on top of that, guys, they're developing a very high-quality AAA standard game, which has a lot of eyes on it. They've got a massive community and, will be launched on Epic Games. Got a lot of different influencers, people playing this game, and I think again it's a solid pick. Market cap it is under 10 million. I think this can give you some very good returns. And you look at the volume, guys. The volume is around 50% of the market cap, and you've got some very good listings. You've got HTX, you've got Bybit, you've got Bitcat XC. So for me, I think it's also a good pick. And then you have the RWA narrative, right? This is again a very undervalued sector, which is not as saturated as your other picks. You've got the likes of, for me, I think where this market shines is in the low caps. Of course, you've got Ondo, but this has huge unlocks. I think Mantra is decent for someone who wants potentially a 5 to 10x. If you want to come down the list, take a bit more risk. I think something like, Parcel is not too bad. I think Prop is okay. But for me, what I really like is PropChain. PropChain for me is one of my favorite projects. Huge updates, they've got huge use case. The properties they list are very high quality. Do some research on this, guys. I think again, heavily undervalued, under 30 million market cap, and on a very, very nice discount with some healthy trading volume. And then you've got something like Bricken, again, very good project, big partnerships. You've also got regulation as well in place, and again, another very small cap project. And then you've got PropBase, another project which I'm a huge fan of. Very good discount, guys. This is over 40% down on the month. And then another sort of high risk project, you've got Lingo, which has huge backers, huge influencers behind it, and they have a good sort of use case for rewarding the community, which the community needs right now. We need to be rewarded because we've been destroyed by by these memes. So yeah, guys, in terms of what to do, don't panic, and just hold on, lock in. And whatever you do, don't fall more into these memes, because you'll get wrecked. You might make a good trade, you might make a bit of money, but long term, your utility plays, your solid projects are where the real gains are at. So anyway, guys, it's been just a roller coaster. It's been just crazy over the past few days, but this is crypto, and we'll just have to see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the subscribers. Don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for the next video.